Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Saturday here with the folks here at Benzinga. And my name's Rodrigo. We're going to be here starting in about 6 minutes with lead trader at the Benzinga Options Inner Circle, Nic Chahine. Right now, we are pretty much just waiting for him to get set up here. So in about 5-6 minutes, we're going to get started. We're going to cover a lot of topics. Just make sure you leave your tickers at the end. We're going to go over that with Nick as well. So make sure you're here when we start, 5 minutes, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you guys here in a little bit. All right, everybody, welcome to the session here. Great to have all you folks. Let me turn this thing off right now. And so today is a great day. We are going to have a special session here with Nic Chahine, lead trader at the Benzinga Options Inner Circle chat room. It's live trading all day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and Sundays as well. So just want to welcome all you guys here. A couple shout outs here. We got Annie in the house, Bacon and me, Dave, Daniel, Doug, Emmanuel, Lourdes, good to see you here. Good to see Lourdes here. Rudy, Ronald, Ron, Suzanne. All right, we have a lot of familiar faces. I see a lot of actual Umas here, a lot of actual like inner circle members. What's up, Victoria? Good to see you here in the house again. So shout out to you guys in the chat. Let me know when y'all are ready to start, and we can go ahead and get this going. That's why we have the timer. Make sure that everybody's here on time because you cannot miss this session. It's going to be a pretty good one here. And but yeah, we're going to cover some interesting topics such as Nick's strategy here, that what he does with options, sector scoping, options education, setups for equities, crypto, commodities, buys, sells, charts, technicals, market discussions, and we're going to take tickers from the chat room, right? So make sure you stick around until the end. It's super important because we do have a Q&A session and a real-time view of the Inner Circle live trading room. So without further ado, Victoria's good to go. Tyrone's in the house. Let's go. All right, we got Nick in the house too. Let's go, guys. Let's bring him in, Mr. Nic Chahine.
There's Nick. There's Nick.
Hey man,
Wow.
how's everything going here today?
Going well. I'm super tired. Saturday is my sparring day. I go to the gym. I get some bruises. I think I got a new one over here today.
Yeah. And
We had a session already with a few of the inner circle members that wanted to learn a little bit of extra stuff. I just literally finished with them. I took my dog for a walk, and here I am getting ready to hit another good session for us.
yeah, so I thought I'd maybe get you fired up here with a couple things here from the Berkshire Hathaway. So Charlie Munger, bearish on Bitcoin, right, going to zero. And Warren Buffett says that Jay Powell is his hero. So maybe I thought
PayPal is zero.
No, Jay Powell is his hero. He's a hero.
He's a hero. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I can't disrespect people who have proven themselves super smart with investing. I think they're a little bit wrong here. Munger, I don't know much about him. He's a funny guy. He's like 115, 120, I'm not sure, maybe 98, super impressive to be that smart at 98. So there's no way for me to be able to make fun of that. That's their opinion. So here's the thing about Bitcoin, okay? Whether Bitcoin itself is going to be the future electronic money or not, have you had anything in your life that didn't go digital? The answer is no. Everything wants to go digital. So why should we hang on to cash? It's going to be digital money in the future, whether actual Bitcoin or not. Bitcoin is the king of digital money right now. You can't deny that fact. Go back 10 years, nothing even comes close to the appreciation of value that it provided. And they're in the business of investing in companies, not in stocks. So when Berkshire goes into a company and buys shares, it's to buy the company. So they're more interested not in the return on the stock, but in the return from the company. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. So Bitcoin doesn't fit that profile. So he should just say it's not for me. He'd be an idiot to say it's going to zero. The day it goes to zero is the day everybody hates it. Same as gold. Yeah, gold can go to zero. The minute we decide gold is toxic to us, we don't want to touch that stuff. It goes to zero. So I think he's wrong saying it goes to zero. He can say it's not for me. It's a risky trade. It's a speculative bet, but it's beating everything else I own. He should say that because it's beating everything else he owns by far. Then it would be a correct statement. As far as Jay Powell being his hero, that's an opinion. It's his hero. That means I think Jay Powell is doing the right thing now at the wrong time. He should have not backed off in 2018 or whenever he started the QE, and he should have not done as much QE. But the way he did it, how many years did they tell us transitory? Remember that? Inflation is transitory. Don't worry about it. But inflation, it's transitory. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then he says, let's retire that word. He doesn't say, sorry, I was wrong. It's not transitory. We screwed the hell up. And now we have to put poison in the system because we put too much money. Instead of saying that, he says, can we please retire this? No. How about an apology? Sorry, I was wrong. It's not transitory. It turns out it's accelerating. He can blame Putin for it. He can blame the war, the assets going up like steel and all of that from whatever outside reasons. It wasn't transitory. He was wrong. And now they're going to say that, now they're saying that the recession is transitory. The fact that we had a negative 1.4 GDP. And I don't think the White House knows about it yet. If you listen to our commander-in-chief, he thinks it's a plus 1.4. So it is a minus 1.4. And if we get two in a row, I think, Rodrigo, you can look that up. I'm not sure. If you get two negative ones, you get two shrinking GDPs, you're officially in a recession. And then you get all of the guys that are calling, oh, the yield curve inverted. Therefore, we knew it was going to bring the recession. They're wrong, but they're right on the statistic if we get another negative one. So
it's just not the time to be trying to figure all this stuff out. Like for new traders, because we do have a lot of new traders here, it's just definitely not the time to just try to wing it. It's not 2020 where everything went up. This is really just more of there's like so many things happening like that.
Exactly. So you don't want to be winging stuff. So here's the thing. If you're new at investing in general, you should have help. You should at least be in a room where you have hundreds of other people doing the same thing. So I tell you what doesn't happen in our room, a lot of easy mistakes. And if they do happen, they happen once. So we have hundreds of eyeballs looking at opportunities and finding pitfalls. And we have hundreds of ideas every day. We have all the direction and expert opinion that we can get. So you shouldn't be alone. You should be with people. So every day, I structured the product with Benzinga for accessibility. You have access to me 24/7 based on the method you choose. It started out as me sharing my opinion a couple of times a day, sharing a write-up a day or two, every 2 days or so. And it turned into, it was like, okay, let's add a chat room. A chat room meaning like a Discord type of a place where you can come in and we can communicate. We don't have to be there at the same time. Benzinga built it for us. They keep improving on it. It's right there, what you're looking at. So it's a two-way conversation. If somebody has a specific question, they can come and direct message me, or they can say it in open forum. I put my write-ups in there. Some people don't want email. There it is every day, a couple of times a day. You have a question, you pop in there from your phone, from your laptop, from work, not from work. You don't have to be there at all. You pop in, you post your question and you leave. You come back and see if the answer is there. But that wasn't enough. I was like, okay, so what about people that want to be more involved? So I opened up another segment, which is the live trading room. And that is what you're looking at here, but not supposed to be there. There's still some people there. We've had 270 to 280 people in there every day, all week. So the number fluctuates between 230 and 285, 290, and it's growing. And what happens there? What happens there is I share my screen like I'm going to be sharing with you in a little bit, several screens, and we scope out fast entries in and out inside the day for people who can do that. We discuss anything else. We make jokes. We discuss opportunities that are slightly longer term. If somebody has the time and has a question, say, hey, Nick, you sent a video the other day. I didn't understand quite what you meant by this. Is it to do this and that? Or I took this position, now it's in trouble. What would you do? Or I'm thinking to take this position for the earnings. Is this right? Does this order look right? It doesn't sound right. So the conversation is live with me sharing a screen, with me with a microphone like this one. I won't put the camera up because of bandwidth. So some people don't have a fast connection. I have a fast connection, so I can upload fast. But if you have a slow connection, then your computer goes bogged down. So it is more interactive. So you have the other one, which is two-way conversation, the chat room. Then you have the interactive setting of live in and out opportunities that are super profitable on most days, even bad days like Friday. Also, what you're looking at right now, Rodrigo is showing you on the Benzinga platform, we have evergreen help videos. So if somebody just joins, I would say, go there, watch every video more than once, come up with your questions, come back to me with the questions. So if you don't know anything about options, you can start from scratch. What's an option? What's a call? What's a put? What's a spread? What's a credit spread? Here's what the table breakdown looks like. Here's how to book a profit. Here's how to book a loss. What is a cash settled ticker? So what type of trade works for me versus you? And we keep adding to these. So like an iron condor, somebody comes to me, say, what's an iron condor? I would do a video for them. For example, last week, we had a few earnings reports you may have heard, one of which was Roku. So I sent out a full video on how I would trade Roku. And it played out, it was like a 3X. So the cost of the spread was $300. And I doubled my money in it at the open immediately because of knowledge in the options. I didn't need a rally. I got a rally. In fact, I needed it to be a little bit less. And I'll explain to you what we did and how I nailed it by 9 pennies. Roku closed at 92.91, I think. Let me see. 92.90. Okay. I sold the 93 call against a call I bought out in time. So
basically here, Nick, what you're doing is that you're providing trades for people that want to be active, for people
yes.
that maybe have a full-time job or they're busy. So
yes.
a little bit more laid back trades. And also you provide the education, not just with evergreen videos, but you provide education by itself and with every trade that you give out. So it's like sprinkle education here, a little sprinkle there. It's like it's all around, right? It's implied per se, right?
Yes. So the Roku setup was sent out via video. So anybody had time to review the video as a lesson. Somebody who wanted to play the earnings, they had the chance. I labeled it as speculative because we don't know what the earnings reaction is going to be. And now every day I share what I think is going to happen with the earnings based on the open interest and the volume. And I've gotten pretty good at it. Usually it's a 50-50 shot. I'm way better than 50-50, but it's still, you don't know what's going to happen. Look at Netflix. Nobody could have seen that devastation.
The one thing I'm going to say here, Nick, is that because I trade the Qs, I day trade the calls and the puts, and I really like that every morning in this 8:30 a.m. you always post all of the indexes, SPY Qs, IWMs, futures, but a lot of people that I know also trade the Qs, the volatility.
Yeah.
So having this in the morning and then just doing a quick follow up with you, like at the open, like, hey, Nick, what are we looking at here?
So what you're showing there is like, it would be, so the main difference between professional traders and home gamers, really the main difference is not that they're smarter than the home gamers or first of all, they have more experience. But the main difference is that they attack every day with a plan. So they have a trade sheet every day. Most of them, the old school people, they write it down. It's hand scribbled. They have the same paper. They photocopy it because they have the same words on the left because they trade the futures on this and that. And then they fill out the numbers by hand. Okay, so some people have evolved into having it being electronic. So what I do is similar thing. I force people that get my stuff to look at the morning trade sheet. How could you approach the day if you're somewhat active, not knowing where support, where resistance is, what's likely to happen, what's not likely to happen? So I provide the lines. Like you're right there. You're seeing a whole bunch of support lines. Those are important to know where can the buyers show up. And then I tell you where you need to hold, what would be a catalyst up. And as soon as the market opens, clearly these values change and I update them throughout the day. I'll show you my screen for that. And it's a live screen. I share, 24, 26 charts live every day. And then I track 18 charts for harmonic breakouts and breakdowns throughout the day. And then 12 other ones for algo trading. It's a word that makes my skin crawl because I'm not a Wall Street guy, and I feel like this is a Wall Street sellout thing that I'm doing by saying the word algo. I'm an engineer. I should believe in algo because that's what my life was all about. And I resent the fact that Wall Street stole it. But guess what? I have a tool that measures it, and it helps me better trade. I will share it with you.
So this is so basically this is what people should do in the morning. As soon as they pop in here, they go in here, they look at it would be ideal, right? Let's just put it that way. It'd be ideal for them to have a good understanding what's happening in the markets with your technicals, so that when they ask you, you already, maybe you already know something. Go to the live session there, right? So even though you see charts here in the morning, keep in mind you have Nic live there the whole day, but that's interesting. Good stuff there with that, Nic.
Yep. So this is lesson on spreads. That's probably the Roku thing. So the idea is to get prepared. So today I had a session with some people that we took that level to a deeper degree. So the question came, how do I roll? I have a call. How do I roll it? So I went into a whole discussion of, well, there are several things you need to consider when you, quote, roll something. Number one is that you're actually closing a trade and reopening another one. There's no magic involved. Rolling is just a term to say, I need more time on this trade. And for two reasons. One, I'm either losing or winning, but I'm running out of time. So that's what rolling is. So we discussed it. And I told them what the variables are that they need to look at. I also told them what I wouldn't do when I'm rolling, important stuff. And those discussions go on live.
Yeah.
But I had a special session with people who have dedicated time on a weekly basis to take some training above and beyond what goes on. But those questions we tackle on an ongoing basis.
So basically, I mean, just for everybody to know, this is like all day, Monday to Friday. And Ellery in the chat says, thanks for sharing with us. I'm a newbie. I mean, look, it's fine. We have people that are new in the chat room, people that are advanced. They all work together as a community. It's really beautiful because I remember when we started this, Nic, a year ago, and, see what it's become, a lot, your work there and all the folks. It's just really good to see that. I actually got a message from Jane. I don't know if you know Jane. She just joined like 3 days ago. And she's like, hey, I think this might be a little too advanced for me. And then, like 3 hours later, I got another email like, hey, never mind. I just made $3,000 shorting Amazon with Nic. I love him.
So, yeah. But I did not know that last part. Great. Woot. So on Friday, just to let you know, on Friday, we had, I want to say, half a dozen people that were short many things. Amazon was one of them. And it was not my idea. So it was somebody else's idea that posted it in our room, and they are comfortable enough in the environment to not feel judged and to be comfortable enough with their skill level to say, I'm short this now. And I don't allow many people to say, I just closed the profit on something they didn't share. Like, I don't want to know that you're making $1,000, like everybody in the room. Nobody wants to see somebody say, woo, look what I did today, especially on the down day, unless they said they're shorting first. Like somebody said, I just shorted Google, and that happened on Friday. I forget who it was. I want to say Linda. Sorry if it's not Linda and you're in here. And I was like, well, okay, so that's a tricky one. I said, be careful of this and that. Later, Googled the debacle, and she said, woof, that was a little tough, but I finally got out with a profit. So I'd be willing to clap really loud when somebody put themselves on the line by sharing the trade idea. So the platform has turned into an idea exchange place I share mine, the easy ones, and they share stuff I don't see. I mean, there's no way for me to see everything. And I love the fact that they're comfortable enough. And guess what?
They're like
When
mini Nicks. Like you've trained them already, so
no,
they already
it's
have
that
a
some of them came in already good. Like I don't remember telling Ryan anything, and he trades like a madman. And he, he had one tough day, and then he came back the next day and he made the killing. True trader. So he made calls the one day, and he said, "Moo, tough day today." And then the next day, he wasn't shy. He made more calls and made a bundle. So
look at what Arsh is in the chat saying. I love the fact that I'm able to get my ideas validated by Nick in the inner circle.
Right, I remember Arsh. He's in there. I was afraid not to mess up the name. So some of y'all names are worse than mine. So I'm always trying to say, okay, how do I say this? Like I know how to say Adnan. Adnan just spoke up here. These Arabic names, I know how to nail them. French names, I'll nail them. But some names that are foreign to me, I was like, okay, I better not mess this up.
We do have to let everyone know, of course, like if you don't already know, that it is an international community. We're not just people in the US. We have people in Canada, Europe, in Nigeria, South Korea, Finland. It's a global community, right, Nick?
So it is absolutely. It spans the globe. We have Australians, we have Germans. I know we have people from Malaysia. They're everywhere. We have Israel. We have Lebanon.
Yeah, it's a real chat room, real people. It's not like
real
one of these
people, real money.
Yeah.
They're using real money. I promise you, I'm using real money. I fess up. Sometimes I cannot take the trades because I would mess them up because of what I'm doing. Some trades are too fast for me. I say, this is available. I'm not going to do it because A, B, and C. So we'll see what happens. So the Roku trade, somebody asked, how do I take a trade for earnings? So I looked at Roku and a little thing showed up. So if you don't know options, just take the spirit of it. So options, you can buy and sell things, and you're basically betting on the price action rather than needing to buy shares. You don't have to have shares to use options. You can have them, but you don't need to. So around the earnings, the options get inflated in price. It's like if it's a hot topic, if that sneaker is hot topic, it's going to cost more than normal time, right? So if Michael Jordan comes up and says, start talking about this one shoe, suddenly the price for that shoe is more expensive now than its more normal price, right? So if a stock is reporting earnings like Roku was last week, the price of Roku things for last week were 3 times more expensive than normal. Anything you needed to buy last week for Roku on Thursday before it reported was 3 times more expensive. So if you bought a call, if you bought a put, you paid 3 times. Like, who does that? I was like, not me. So somebody came and says, I want to buy a call or a put. I can't remember. I said, whoa, okay. So let's think about this. So I did a video and I said, basically, what you want to do is buy out in time. You can buy contracts that have like May 20th. Why? They're priced a lot less crazy. So if you bought something for this last week, you would have paid 3 times. So I said, how about this? You buy something out in time. If you're looking to bet up, you buy a call. And what you do is now you own an asset out in time. You can sell something against it. So I said I would buy the $90 call of Roku, and I would sell a call for last week, which was 3 times more expensive. So I'm paying regular price for the one out there. I'm collecting 3 times as much as I should be collecting for the one for this week. At the open, I doubled my money because that extra premium just disappeared. I said, when the stock opens, up or down doesn't matter. When the stock opens, everything is going to get cut in half because of that premium of the earnings just disappears. The news is out. Everybody knows what's up. And that premium gets slashed in half of the stuff I sold. The stuff I bought holds a lot better.
Right.
value.
So it's not just about, giving people good trades, but it's also about saving them from not making these
And
mistakes that,
lesson. So now next
yeah.
time, like eBay reports this week, if somebody's thinking of buying eBay, they would know not to buy eBay this week. They would know to go out in time. It will cost them like 30 cents to do the trade versus a
Well,
dollar 50.
I would just think of this maybe as a real time lesson of what happens in the market, right? So, hey,
It's
this
it's
this happens in the
earning.
market, we do a
It's
lesson about it, right?
it's earning while learning. So
Yeah.
it was a lesson, but based on a real life scenario, which I ended up taking. So in the live room, I said, I will be taking this trade. This looks pretty freaking fantastic. And here's the thing. I closed it immediately in the morning. I closed it as a double. So we talked about learning, right? So what's happening here? So
Is that you or what?
no, that's not me. I don't know what that is.
Not me.
Yeah. So interesting. Let's listen. Let's see what's up.
That was the chat room, the live trading chat room. Somebody put their
Oh,
mic
somebody's
off.
live in there. Yeah, kill it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just closed it. I thought it was someone there or in your house, or I don't know. All
No.
right,
So
let's go.
so where was I going with that? Crap. Oh yeah. This is a high VIX environment. Volatility is high. Everybody's nervous. The Fed, the war, GDP. GDP last week, jobs this week, earnings, more earnings this week. Crazy, right? Volatility is high. When there's this much uncertainty, you have to flip your mode of trading. And I call them the ABCs. You can reorganize them and put other as long as you have a system, whatever it is. Here are the things you do. On rallies, for example, I buy protection if I need it. Let's say overnight the stock market was falling and you were looking on the pre-open and you go, oh my God, I wish I had protection. And then the stock market opens and it rallies. Did you buy protection when it rallied, or are you just hoping it doesn't happen again, right? So you buy protection, or you book profits faster than normal. And so on Friday, I practiced what I preach in two ways. I don't need protection because of my portfolio. So I did not buy protection on the rally. But when the market opened, the stock rallied for Roku. I knew I could have squeezed more profits, a lot more profits, and I'll explain to you how. But at the open, slightly after the open, I doubled my money. So the right thing to do would have been to book half and manage the other part to see if I can make a triple. And I decided to note, because of my schedule, because of what I say, A, B, C, the B part is book profits faster than normal. I said, I'm going to practice what I preach. I booked the profits, knowing that I'm leaving money on the table, most likely. Sure enough, because price closed at 92.90, my trade would have been absolutely freaking perfect. I would have been long a call for 2 weeks out that cost $1,000, and I only paid $300. So I left one time so I could have made 200% basically. Anyway, but I'm not crying about it because I did the right thing. In hindsight, it wasn't perfect, but I did the right thing. That's one thing. The other thing is the preaching the method. Okay, the C part. The C part is close trades that were in trouble. I did that on Friday. I was long Shopify.
Right. And
it was iffy. And Shopify spiked out of the blue. I'm like, thank you. I'm out. I went from a loss to a flat. I'm out. So that was the right thing to do, because had I not, I would have had a 200% loss.
What is the Sunday session here? Some people are asking me about the Sunday session.
Because I don't work enough, I decided I need to work 4 more hours on the weekend. So tonight, after I get out of here, so I just worked for an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes. I worked in the morning doing some write-ups and some research. Tonight, what I would do is I have a list from you, the members, that are some in here. I take about 150, it's 130 to 160 tickers a week. I get them on Friday and Saturday, and I put them all in a list. I make a spreadsheet and I make it available on Google Drive for everybody. and I chart all of them. I make comments and potential trade setups. And Sunday morning, we will hold a session like this one. I will share my screen. We'll go through all of them one by one. 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I make a video and I share it for people who can't make it Sunday. So 2 hours on Sunday, live webinar, 150 tickers, your tickers. Basically, if you don't have time or you don't have the skills to do, or you don't have the right skills to do all the charting, or you just want validation for your skills, we will do that for you live. And that session usually has 100 people, 70 to 110 on top of everything. I was like, who are you people and why do you want to hang out with me that long? Because there's value. And then Sunday night, I do a 10-minute video strategizing. Tomorrow night will be a super important video because we have the potential for a 20% drop if we're not careful. It could start this week. It may even end this week. As fast as they've been pricing in problems, it's incredible. So we'll see. The way the market ended on Friday was the worst case scenario because they may have triggered important lines that if they don't recover with confidence, and I don't see that happening in the next 2 days, why would they have confidence before Wednesday? I have confidence.
Right.
The chief dork in charge is going to mess things up for the country. So
and we're getting a lot of questions here, Nic, about the chat room. So I'm just going to get these out of the way here really quick. And these are questions from all the folks. We have about like 300 people here watching this. So we do have a really nice crowd here. So yeah, these are questions from you guys that you emailed me, but it just saves us time to do it here, right? So does Nic Chahine go over trade ideas of the members? Yes, he does go over that every single day. Are the sessions on Sunday recorded? Yes, they're all recorded and posted in the chat room in case you miss it. Are the sessions Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, are they live or are they pre-recorded? So everything you do with Nic will be live, right? Everything we do here is live. Let's see. Does everybody that joined get a free laptop? Yes, until midnight. If you see a laptop in the checkout, that means you will get hooked up with a laptop here, courtesy of Benzinga, right? And next thing, is this for new traders or just for advanced traders? Good. I think somebody even asked that before. So we do have people that are new. We do have people that are advanced. We do have people from all over, everywhere, and they all help each other out. So if there's somebody that's new, I've seen the people that are more advanced that have been there for longer. I've definitely seen them literally, help each other out, and that's just the community. That's how it is. Mintai asking some sort of, this is annual. Anything else, Min? We only have annual, but make sure you reach out to the number we're posting. Next question here. What is the chat room schedule? That's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Well, 8:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern. And also we meet on Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern till noon. Nic goes over hundreds of stocks and you guys pick them. So good question there. Next question from Jennifer. Does Nic Chahine trade around earnings or Fed or yes, we do. We're actually doing that now. And I married trades, made like 600% shorting Netflix. I know Jane, she just joined Wednesday. She made a good amount on just shorting Amazon, literally on her second day. So she's still within her refund period, and she could just leave, and with that money, it's fine. That's why we have that. So, is there a money back guarantee? Yes, there is a 7-day money back guarantee for anybody that joins here with us. And the price at renewal, that's going to be the same one as today. It's not going to go up to the full price of 6,000. It's going to stay at the price of today, 70% off. This is till midnight, guys. So good questions. I think we covered everything there, Nic. Do you want to add anything?
So can I take the screen over?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you had the screen there already, Nic.
No, that's you. Good thing you didn't pull up your extracurricular activities. No, just kidding.
All right, let's get this going here, Nic. And just a couple here there. So wait, hold up, man. This whole thing changes everything. So Maloko asking, the laptop is just a courtesy, right? So all you got to do is sign up, Maloko, and you get it free as a courtesy. Ginandra, it doesn't matter if you don't want, like, the laptop is just a courtesy, wouldn't change anything, but just make sure you email if you have questions. And yeah, so we're good here, Nick.
Okay, so Gayanendra, hopefully I got your name right, raised a good point earlier. So I'm aggressive in life. I fight for a sport. I used to race cars. I don't shy away from physical risk, but when it comes to money, I'm conservative, very conservative. So when I take a risk, I can do very well planning around a good set of circumstances. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. So, whoops, wrong window. Okay, so this is Roku stock. So the comment that was made in this the chat was that the risk reward, they're not comfortable with the risk reward because it sounds like I'm risking way too much to get way too little. So let me verbalize the kind of risk I like to take. Normally, when people invest, they say, I think Roku is going to here. Okay, I think Roku is going to here this year. They buy shares and they hope it goes there. They have no proof it goes there. They have their own thesis. They have their own ideas. They do homework. Okay, maybe it goes there, maybe it doesn't. As soon as they buy shares, it's a 50-50 shot. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. You don't have physical, tangible number. You can say, okay, there's a 20% chance I'm going to make this. You can assign yourself a number. By the way, I'm going to give you a way of how to get that number. All right, Emmanuel, good job.
Hey, Nick, really quick, just want to give a shout out here. EA Ganant, I believe that's Emmanuel. Let's go ahead. Shout out.
Yeah. His name is Emmanuel. Okay, so the idea is the way I like to risk money is, okay, so maybe it goes to 175. I happen to agree with you on this one, but how about a trade that doesn't need this and I still make money? Okay, so those are the trades I push first because those are the ones that I want for me. I don't want home runs. I will get it when I take it, like Roku on Friday. But I rather have base hits consistent with 80 to 90% success ratio. And how do you get those? By setting them up with 80 to 90% success ratio from the beginning. So here's the setup that I like. I like to say, okay, I don't know if it's going to 175, but I'm pretty sure it's going to stay above 70. So it's easier for me to say it's most likely going to stay above. There's a much higher chance it's going to stay above 70 than it is going to hit 175. So it's easier for me to find where the stock is not likely to go and sell and collect credit there. And if it doesn't go there, I win. So let me walk you through the statistics. I would open up a position here that if I collect $50 and I'm risking $450 for it, let's say if I collect $1 and I'm risking $4 for it. So if I collect $50 and I'm risking $450, the reward is about 11%. 11%. And that statistically has a 90% chance of success on paper. It's not a number I made up. It's a statistical number based on history. Okay. So to put those things, those numbers into words. So here is a trade that will deliver 11% with 90% certainty in a week or two or three. And I don't even need a rally to win. In fact, the stock can fall a lot and I can still win. That's the kind of trade it is versus me spending $450 up front. My trade, I collect money. I collect $50 per contract. Okay, so I do 10, it's $500. If I do $50, it goes into my pocket, no money out of pocket. The alternative for you to go buy a stock for $450 and get a 10% rally in 3 weeks with 90% certainty. Do you have a 90% certain rally, 10% on any of your? Nobody has that. You cannot have a 90% certainty of a rally. You just can't. And if you do, I will subscribe to your membership. Okay. So it's the same thing, only when you say you're risking 450 to make 50, ugh, what a moron. Really? Okay. How about if I say I'm maybe collecting 11% yield on my risk with 90% certainty, and hey, the stock can even fall and I can still make my money. So this is the kind of setup that I like. The numbers change. The numbers change. So I usually seek 12% to 20 to 25%. If I do an iron condor, I can get 25% with the same certainty of success.
Nick,
because I have two sides.
For example, so just so that we can kind of explain it, because here's the thing, I talk to people that are in the chat room that, they have a full-time job and everything, and all they have is, they have that tab open with the chat room. They talk with you all day. But some people, I guess they kind of just, I don't know, they think they have to be staring, or I don't know, they have a certain, you literally have trades that all you have to do is place a trade and get back to what you're doing. So tell us a little bit more about that trade for that person who either has a full-time job or that sort of stuff.
Okay, so I will use extreme examples to set those up. So I'm busy, so I don't want trades that I have to babysit. That's why I closed my trade right at the open the other day, because I knew all day I could not babysit that thing. So my setups are usually 2 to 3 weeks out, and maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. So and I have time to react to it. All right. So the options trade setup, my favorite, they're called credit spreads. They involve collecting money for a bet that's 3 weeks out, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. And that leaves room for error. So if I'm shorting a stock, which I did recently, I leave room for it to rally. So I don't want it to drop. I just need it not to explode even higher. I did that with several, like Lockheed Martin, for example. I shorted gold that way. If I'm going long a stock, I take a credit put spread. Don't get bogged down with the typical, with the how do you do it. But I basically collect money below support. If I'm confident about support, I will do it. So I wouldn't do it in a stock like Upstart at its highs. I would do it down here. So Upstart, I keep going to it because it's such an extreme. It illustrates a whole cycle. We went long in July of 2021. A couple of weeks later, it did this. All the way down here. Can we go long again? No. And finally down here, when it went back to where I bought it first, we went long again. It rallied 17% the next day and the day after that. And then it collapsed again. We went long again by selling a put spread, and it popped after that. And then that was a winner. And then it fell below again. So I would repeat the trade now, except for the fact that it's going into earnings. Well, I don't know what the hell they're doing with earnings these days. I don't want to put anybody in the buzzsaw. I would not do a credit spreads into earnings. I'm at a disadvantage with the earnings because I can't plan around a set of circumstances. I have a wild card. I have an event. I don't know what the company is going to say, government. I don't know what the company is going to say. And I don't know how people are going to react to it. You think they're going to do great numbers. It's immaterial. I'm going to show you something that's going to floor you, okay? Okay, this is a PSA from me to you. This is a public service announcement. Please learn this lesson. Please. Let me see if I can show it to you. The people that say, oh, darn, it's not here. Bear with me. The people that say, I'm going to go long such and such company because I think they're going to do great. Where is Apple? Is this Apple? Because they're going to do well. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay, so if you take a position in a company into its earnings because you think they're going to do well with the earnings, you're making a mistake. You cannot forecast a good reaction to earnings based on the P&L. The CEO can call you the night before and say, here's the P&L. This is what I'm going to say tomorrow. And you couldn't guess what's going to happen. Proof, right there on the screen. This is proof positive. What is this? The purple is the expected move on earnings for Apple going back to 2021. The expected move. and the bar next to it is the actual move. Okay, so this was red, by the way. This was yesterday. Yesterday. So this was red. So out of 6, 5 were red. Do you remember Apple delivering 5 bad reports? I can tell you, no, they were not bad reports. None of them was a bad report. So why isn't all of these green? Why aren't half of them green? Hell, it's only 1 out of 6. So you cannot guess the direction after the Facebook report was bad. Single-digit growth for a company that has 3 billion active users, 2 billion daily active users. What? I can sell gum to 2 billion people and grow my business by raising the price 1 penny. It's just something's weird. It was a bad report, but the expectations were for a Netflix type of a bad report. So it's all relative. Roku's report wasn't that great. It rallied. So it's not based on results. So please stop this madness of saying they did well, I'm gonna buy their stuff. No, it matters in the long run what the reports are. But if you're risking money for an immediate profit off of the move on the report, you're making a mistake.
I think it's a little risky with Facebook and Twitter. Like, I think they have like a lot of fake accounts.
It doesn't matter. I agree. I have 2 accounts with Facebook. None of them have my name on them, and I don't use either. But I'm not a daily active user, so I don't count. So they claim they have 2 billion daily active users. So they're not fake accounts. They're being active. So that's not for me to drill down that. I'm saying my point is, earnings reaction is not based on quality of report. Apple has not delivered a bad report in decades. This is the last 3 earnings reactions. Only 1 is green out of 6. Why is that? Because it doesn't matter how good the earnings report is. What matters is, what are the expectations? Okay, Francisco's asking, he's jumping. Francisco, it sounds like you would have fun in our room. So Francisco's asking, is a straddle good? So if you don't know what options are, the idea of a straddle is taking both bets, betting that things are going to be great or things are going to be good or bad. You don't know. You just know it's going to be big. If it's really big, you win. If it's not big, you don't win. I don't like those trades. However, they have worked. Last season and this season, they've been working. Like if somebody bought the straddle in Netflix, they made a crap ton of money. Highly unusual. So you basically spend a lot of money to take both bets. So if the next day the stock drops a lot or rallies a lot, you make money. If the stock does not drop or rally more than what you paid, you lose. So not ideal. Okay, so I did my PSA. This is what you would be watching. These are the discussions that would be going on. So somebody says, hey, Nick, I want to go long Apple. What do you think? Let's talk about this. And these are the charts. So somebody was actively trading Tesla on Friday. So I was helping them out with levels.
Well, yeah, after this one, maybe we can talk about, I think it was the other one that we've been discussing throughout the CTRM, because to let the folks know, we don't only talk about large caps, because Nick talks about different things, large caps, small caps, crypto.
So this is for you, CTRM. I disclosed it that is not my jam, right? But Rodrigo here is addicted to CTRM. So it is a good trading stock. It is a penny stock, basically. It's a small dollar stock. I would not recommend using options for this one because it is an option itself, $1.50, $2. But these are the lines you should be tracking for the long-term swing. So if I bought shares into this support zone, I did well. I should be patient to see. You want them to take this out. That's what you want, because then boom, there's the moon, right? The first measured move is about 350. How it happens? The bulls must maintain progress. What's progress? Higher lows. That would be ideal. Like next week, if they stay above this and they beat that, so they be here somewhere, they're making progress. They come to here, maybe they break out this time. They don't need another cup. So what they're doing is they're making handles to this giant cup that there is. So it becomes some sort of an inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle, whatever you want it. It's a prior fail point that has failed forever. And then they finally go above it. So they overshoot. Boom. It could be higher. I'm conservative with this. Technicians will tell you it should be as high as this. Right. So something like this, they would expect something like this. So I went conservative. So I don't have people buy it and hope. I'm always trying to, plus I looked left and I saw that maybe this spot here is going to be difficult. So this puts a little realism. Now, the other realism part about this is a trade, not an investment, because if I do this, like, what the hell is that? Yeah, those stocks I don't touch, but it is a good trading stock. So if somebody's in and out, there are plenty of other levels, shorter term, that we can tackle. Like here, this is a 30-minute chart. So now I can see details I didn't see before, like this failing point. The $2.10 is a wall. You take that out, you get to here, which is another wall. You take that out, you can probably get through that, which is the one we want to break. So if you're active, we can go to 5 minutes. If you're on the SPY, this one will show you, we can go to 5 seconds if we wanted. These are 5-second ticks. Why is it important? If you're actively trading, you will see 20 ticks before a person who has a 1-minute chart. You would have 20 times more information. You would be that much better than your opponent. Friday, that didn't help you. But we did see the lines that would be catalysts lower. We thought they would do this, but then we knew that if they lose footing, they would go to here, and they went exactly to here and they bounced. And then when they lost the support, we knew that they would go down to here and then they bounced. So we track the action for the fast traders, but we have discussions throughout the day that are longer term.
And Joe has a good question there. I mean, do you get buy and sell signals or alerts with the chat room?
With the live room, I literally say, this is where I would buy this. The opportunity is to swing from here to here. See all these arrows? That's what these are.
You can do that live with them.
Intraday setups, like right here, intraday setups. Now it's hard to see in hindsight because they happened. Like right here, I remember that day. We had a rally. We're coming up against, see that? Been important since October 4th. I said, if we break through it, we might have a second leg. And I drew this arrow up. In fact, I drew this arrow up this way and that way. And then I said, no, you know what? No, I think there are other ticks that complicated reasons why I thought they would stop here. And look where they went. These arrows are drawn beforehand. In fact, I said they could dip. And if they don't, that's the upside. And then I said they could dip and then maybe they do this. They didn't. They went back and finished my earlier target. So we know levels. I am super confident of my levels. I am very confident of my levels. And I'm confident as to what happens when they cross a level. So I stop you from buying calls when you're not supposed to and buying puts when you're not supposed to intraday. There's no way to describe it. All I can tell you is there's going to be a ton of opportunities for fast traders. There's going to be a lot of discussions for slower traders. There's going to be talking of opportunities left and right. We're only there to either learn the concept or find a fast trade or help set up a longer trade.
But if you look at this, Nick, I mean, compare it, because I remember when I started trading and it was just doing it on, by myself on my own, trying to figure it out. And then when you join a community, it's like a totally different animal. It doesn't feel like you against the world anymore.
I would never go back to trading alone. I mean, trading with 280 people, so much more fun. Like on Friday, we were saying goodbye at way late, and people were saying, "Hey, bye." Like I was like, Justin's like, "Wait, you've been here all day, Justin?" He hadn't said a word, but he was there all day. A couple of people like that, like, "Oh, good to see you. I'm glad you're there." So it is. the the air is conducive to everybody trying to pitch in so we can nail something.
And I feel that people learn a lot better. I mean, because here's the thing, Nick, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people end up going to Twitter or TikTok or Wall Street or any, these places, right? And usually, and it just, it sounds fun and everything, but you're not the one talking to these people on the phone. And once they have some big losses, it's like, that's not really fun when you talk to them. So that's really good that you actually are able to be that source of confidence and guidance whenever, because the only other option they have is what ends up being a pump and dump, right?
I'm learning from them as well. There are some tricks that they're bringing to me. So regardless of what platform you use, don't get hung up on that one. So, but the conversation is about, I'm learning stuff. Like you see that red stuff right there, that red, okay. By the way, everything you see on the screen is hand drawn. I don't have a lot of tools on there. If I take out the overnight stuff, it's a cleaner chart. There's nothing on here. Everything is hand drawn. If I hide it, I hit it. So I have these showing. These are called harmonics. I'm learning harmonics myself because I had a few members that were super strong and I couldn't talk with them about it. So I educated myself. I got a tool and now I can use them bulletproof. The tool isn't bulletproof. The way I use it is bulletproof, which means that I only take positions from it when I'm absolutely certain it has a high degree of success. So for example, okay, I'll give you the best example. What are we here? SPY, 1 day. All right. So you remember we have a Powell meeting, this Fed meeting coming up. The last Fed meeting was here, that one right there. Everybody was freaked out. What's he going to say? Right? I said, I don't know what he's going to say. I think he should say good things. I was wrong. I said, regardless of what he says, I think we will have a rally from Wednesday afternoon. So I said, I want to be long the stock market at Wednesday. I want to go into Wednesday. If we dip Wednesday, I want to buy it. And I was short from Friday to Monday before it. And I said, I'm going to be short Friday to Monday. I'm going to be long Wednesday out. So this happened. This was wrong. An 11% rally in 11 days or 2 weeks with one red tick was wrong. Nevertheless, it happened. This tick right there, this pattern drew itself. This W pattern drew itself. So when the pattern draws itself, it says, whoa, we've seen these relationships before. And usually there is a disappointment after that. But it's not go short. It means go start looking for places to short. In other words, go find another reason that supports what I'm telling you. So you have to look at other things. And this is where I got good at finding other things that confirm that. So I went and started talking to my people. I said, don't be surprised if we're at 436 and we were at 460. They go, whoa, 436. I was like, yeah, that's like halfway through the rally we just got. So what's so weird about it?
Right.
We were at 436 and then 425, and now we're not barely going to hold 400, and we probably be at 398 this week. I don't know, maybe even 370.
Nick, so I know that, everybody here knows you're the options pro, the real, person. You've helped a lot of people, including myself, right, with options and education. But this chat room has evolved to the point where now you are like some sort of crypto maniac where you're pretty advanced there with the crypto side. And it went from being an options live trading room to now also an options / crypto / I'm going to teach you this and that kind of chat room, right?
So a few things. The options, by the way, we are going to have daily expirations. So that's exciting. So we can have options expire every day. So we won't even need to hold anything overnight if we didn't want to. That's exciting. We also have people who trade futures and options on futures. So that's also not traditional. We also have crypto conversation, and I have a trade going on since last November, and it's working pretty well, solid. Let's see here. So if you want to do crypto, I approach crypto very pragmatically, and so far I've done well with it because I'm not bogged down by is it fake, is it real, who gives a flippin' fart, as long as I can make it work for me. So first of all, the people that are so against crypto, They do it in principle. They have no idea. All they do is they hear Jamie Dimon and the head of Goldman Sachs, whatever his name is now, I forgot his name, and also, people like the government, which, by the way, they just ruined the beautiful thing about crypto. Can I flip somebody off? No, we won't. So anyway, and Buffett and Munger, Charlie Munger, and Jimmy Buffett, no, Mr. Buffett. So they so emphatically make it a joke. I just can't believe how can they do it in like with a straight face. This is something that's beating everything you own, like by a freaking mile. Nothing even comes close to it for like 10 years. It's not like it did it for a year and it fell off a cliff. For 10 years. And even at its worst part, it still outperformed the stock market. And they choose to make fun of it. And not only make fun of it, call it fake. A horrible way to hold value. What? You need a new calculator. That's what you need. So
okay. And hey, really quick here, just want to give a shout out here to Ray T. Welcome to the Options Inner Circle chat room. Let's go, my friend. And we have Elon Musk in the house in the YouTube chat. Shout out to my brother, dude. Keep rocking. Let's go.
And long live Twitter. And my neighbor works for Twitter.
He says he doesn't tweet about inflation because his tweets will make things go up.
So my neighbor works for Twitter. I told you I walked the dog between the other, and he wanted to chat me up because he knows what I do. And I was like, dude, I need to get back to my computer. So he goes, so what? Are you in Twitter? He goes, it's crazy. He goes, you can't have it free. I was free, like without rules. I said, listen, I was there from day one on Twitter. There were no rules. It was fine. It was fine. He goes, I guess you're right. Yeah, okay. And then that was the end of the conversation. No rules. Back to no rules. If it's legal, you should be able to say it. Anyway, hello, Elon.
Yeah, well, it's interesting how you can get insight like that, sometimes, because I remember like months ago, man, I was like looking at there's like a railroad that passes, and for some reason it always stops when I'm trying to cross it. And it's like I'm seeing that the loads were getting lower, that less people were moving stuff. So you find things like I have a neighbor that works for Chewy, and he's like, hey, I don't know what's going on with the stock. We're doing great. Like we're doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, like and this was like 3 months ago.
I try to pick his brains, but I don't think he knows anything. He's a nice guy, but I think he's maybe a coder or something. I don't know what he is, but he never gives me information. So, all right. Guy and Endra, thanks for the conversation earlier. They had to go. Okay, so the idea of Bitcoin, and here's the long-term upside opportunity for Bitcoin. The more skeptics you have now, the more future buyers you have. So if you nibble, gold, they used to say, don't try to time it. Buy a little bit at a time at intervals and you'll be fine. I'm kind of approaching it the same way. Somebody said, what do I think of Doge? I think it's great. When it dips into support, you buy it. And when it rips, because it's going to rip, you sell it. It's as simple as that.
Aren't there going
to be Doge a few times? I buy it in the low teens and I sell it in the low 20s. No issues.
Hey, Nick, really quick, shout out to Franco Orellana. Welcome to the family, my friend. Let's go.
Franco. So to those new people, log into your Benzinga account. The page that Rodrigo was sharing earlier, there's the startup videos. When we leave here or whenever you have free time, I like Saturday and Sunday morning before anybody wakes up, go through the videos and get acclimated. Also go to the chat room, say hi, I'm new. Everybody's nice. I'll pop in there after this and see if you're in there and we'll chat. I'm exhausted. So after this, I will go take a break because I have a few errands to run. I need to walk my dog again. He's on his deathbed, poor guy, but he's hanging in there. So we will chat about probably more tomorrow morning. So don't expect me to be super active in the chat tonight. I will try to. Okay, thanks for signing up. Here's the thing. I can promise you one thing. I can promise you a crap ton of value. I can guarantee you will become a better trader. Not because I'm that good, because I'm a good teacher. And whether I'm good or not, coaches, they're not the best players, right? The famous coaches are not famous players. So people say, well, why are you spending time doing this if you can do it so well? A, it's fun. B, you may be better than me. I teach you the stuff, you may become better than me, and that's fine. Hey, princess. So it is a place where you're going to learn, you're going to have the opportunity to interact and learn other stuff. I picked up stuff about algos from people in the chat. They said, what about this tool? Have you ever used it? I was like, no. So next thing I know, I have the tool, I'm using it, people are using it. We have, I don't know, a dozen people that have the same tool. They're looking for stuff. Hey, I see divergence in this. Where? Right. I go check it. Boom, let's get in on it. So well,
the most important thing here, I feel, Nick, is really the education, man, because you just like you knock it out of the park, man. Because like if the Fed is doing a live meeting or something, these people are getting a real time education lesson.
So as the market. I have good read on that stuff. So I have a good grasp of the economy. I have a decent grasp of how the economics work. I'm not an economist, thank God, but I know they're bullshit. So when they're saying the yield curve is inverting, don't take it as gospel and move on. Look into it. So I looked into it. I found a blurb from Tony Dwyer, who sounds like he's smarter than the average bear, and he made his case why the prevailing meme is wrong, that the yield curve inverted. His case was, this time it's different. It's the wrong yield curve they're looking at. It doesn't represent what the banks borrow at and what they lend at. So the 2 to 10 is what they cover on CNBC, for example. The 2-year yield versus the 10-year yield inverting is not a big deal because banks don't borrow at the 2-year yield. They borrow much shorter, and they lend more closer to 5 or 6 years. So why are we looking at the 2 to 10s? Why aren't we looking to the 3 months to the 5-year? And that curve is still steep. So the banks will continue to lend, which I think that Powell is going to get frustrated unless they cook the books for him. So the government really should cook the books like they did that last one.
And here's really why, I mean, on top of them getting that, real-time education lesson and trade setups and trade ideas, these are all things that every new trader should know. Because I remember a year ago, when, let's say I was talking with, let's say, Nick, and we would talk about something about a rate or this and that. And it's like, no, we don't want to talk about that. We just want picks. We just want trade ideas. And, these things are very important to know, because every trader that completely ignored understanding that concept got totally wiped out on this growth crash, because that's what it was, a growth crash. Look at PayPal, all the stuff. So speaking of PayPal, man, like, what's the deal there, Nick?
Nothing. I'm chatting with the people while you're talking. What's wrong with that? What are you talking about? I'm having a full conversation with Uganda.
You got a full party there. Well, I mean, we got people from Uganda. For some reason, we have a lot of members from Nigeria. I don't know why. It's people randomly all over the place, but that's cool. So, Nick, in this case, yes, you cover crypto, you cover options, but the education is really where I think matters the most, because
it's not just it's empowerment. So here's the other thing that people ignore. So my family, they're investors, right? So my brother is a surgeon and he invests, and I think I'm going to buy this company, I think about that company. I couldn't pay him to do options. I said, you have a crap ton of money just sitting on the shelf doing nothing. Why don't you just put it to use? Let me help you sell calls against your no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. Okay. So, and I couldn't convince him to look at charts. So he comes to me. What do you think of timing? I was like, okay, so if you don't know charts, then get help. Because if you don't, that means you're ignoring charts. And let me tell you why this is a big mistake potentially. The experts tell us that 80% of the action, whether that number is accurate or not, it's a lot, whatever it is, 80, 90, 85, 70, whatever it is. A large portion of what's going on in the stock market right now is done by machines. You think they wing it? No, they have hard code and they follow an algorithm. If this, then that. If the slant is going this way, then sell the release, sell the pops. If we're in ascending trend, then buy the dips. So you need to know that, and that helps with the decision. Like with Bitcoin, I stopped people from chasing Bitcoin up here in my group. I said, listen, they said it broke above 46. You said 46. I said, yeah. If it pops and holds it, that's when. I said, if I were you, I wouldn't get long. If you wanted to book the profits, because I said, I'm going long here, and we got 40%. I said, a breakdown is coming. It's going to 20. What? I said, not all at once. It's probably going to bounce somewhere around 33, 35. It did. I said, I'm going to buy some. One of 3 patches. And then it popped to here. I said, you can book them. I booked 2 times already. These I'm hanging on to. I'm going to buy a little bit at a time over time. And I didn't buy Bitcoin. I bought 3 other coins. We'll talk about that later. But whatever coins you bought, they all move together. So now I'm waiting for 28, 25. I'll buy more. When it gets down to 20, I'll buy my biggest batch. Why 20? Because that's where it broke out from in 2018 or 2020, whatever. Back here. 2020. It broke out from that all-time high that everybody made fun of, and then went to 1,600 million. So Bitcoin is one of the easiest things to trade if you're confident and calm. Now, we were staking Bitcoin. I was making 10% on my stable coin. Now the government shut that down for us. Crappers. Now it's only 3. So anyway, it's still better than nothing, but I was beating inflation, barely, but beating inflation.
Right. Interesting stuff. So, I mean, what do you think about energy right now, Nick? Where do you think we are with the energy sector?
I think I would not chase it, to be nice. I mean, people who know me know that I think it's all horse bucky. We have more oil than we've ever had. We just choose not to get it. And at some point, the government will say, you know what, we're going to have to change our policy. Okay, so what is that point? $150 oil, $170 oil? Do I have to pay double digits for that? I already pay close to $7 for oil in California. Yep, $7. Luckily, we have a hybrid that goes 45 miles a gallon, 44 miles a gallon, a little Lexus. And my son drives a diesel, a giant diesel, a Duramax. But he doesn't drive a lot, so it doesn't really matter. And he needs it for work. So gas. So same concept with inflation. Why are we so panicky about inflation? When things get too expensive, inflation will fix itself. If the car is too expensive, I wouldn't buy it. The car seller will reduce his or her price, period. Why are we panicking? So the Fed just fixed this patient, and the patient is walking out of the hospital, and they choose, well, hold on, let me give you a shot of poison before you leave the hospital.
Hey, really quick, Nick, just want to give a shout out. Saritha Jandayala, welcome. Let's go. Welcome to the family.
Right on. The secret, bacon. I'm going to give you the secret. You sell, if you're selling credit spreads, you need to pay attention to the delta because it's your odds maker. So in options, you have tables of information that here, let's switch it. You're going to lose my screen. I'm going to share another. Can I switch screens midway or do I?
Yeah. So, and I was just letting Bacon know because he was like, hey, how long are you staying? Well, I just wanted to let Bacon and everyone else know, like we're already over time here. You know,
yeah.
we were scheduled for an hour.
I have another 15 minutes and then I got to run because I do have things to do.
It's up to Nick. So
okay. So here. Can you see a power E-Trade thing? Is that what you see?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is, let's take everything out. Okay. So this is an options platform. I'm not recommending it. It's from E-Trade. I mean, it's good for education purposes. It has bugs, but they all kind of do. But this one has a lot of bugs. So anyway, if I pick a stock, Roku, let's Apple. Everybody knows Apple. Pick Apple. Take out all of these. I'm going to randomly choose July. So options are contracts. This is a quick lesson of options. What are they? They're contracts. So contracts, what do they have? They have terms, conditions, variables, parameters, whatever you want to call them. In this case, the first parameter I chose is days, time. It's called theta in options because it's way better than time. 76 days. Second thing about it, it's all about Apple. That's everything here is Apple, regardless of what it is. They come in two flavors. We have calls and puts. So now the option has time, who, Apple, flavors, calls, and puts. Another one is price. Here are all the prices that are available for June right now. This changes. They add stuff as time goes by. Okay, so one last one is how many, quantity. So everything here, each one of these, if I pick this one and I go to trade it, each one is 100 shares. So whatever I do with it, regardless of what it does, calls, puts, it doesn't matter, it represents 100 shares. I just read a note that they're bringing one that makes it represent only one share. But for now,
Nick, really quick here, Nick, just want to give a shout out. Godfred Asim, welcome to the family.
All right, Godfred.
Godfred's been watching the sessions for days, and he pulled the trigger here. So welcome.
All right, cool. You won't be disappointed, and if you are, they'll give you your money back. But come to me first. Say, I'm not seeing it. If you're not seeing the value, I failed to show you where it is. So halfway through your trial period, if you're not seeing the value, come to me. I'll show you how to use how properly to use the system. So, okay, so we talked about all these variables. So what are puts and what are calls? They're contracts. There's a buyer. There's a seller. So when you hear on TV shows, they're saying they're buying the 140 put. No, they're buying it and selling it. What they mean is they looked at the orders and they deemed the buyer more smart than the seller. But in reality, for every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. There's no shelf of options. So like shares, when you sell a share, you're selling it to somebody who's buying it from you. So you can, I don't need to own shares to buy puts or buy calls. And take it out of your head that puts are bearish. They're not. They can be bearish. They're not. There's only one scenario where it's bearish. And calls are bullish. They're not. They can be bearish. So both can be both. It depends on what you do with them. All right, so what's a call? Let's say you wanted to buy Apple on this dip. Apple fell 3-4%. You go, ooh, that looks good. I want to buy it. But you know what? Oh my God, there's the big problem of the Fed meeting. What if it falls? I don't want to put 100 times $9 at risk, or 160, I'm sorry, times $9 at risk right now. That is a lot of money. So what can I do? I can lock my price. I'm sorry, did I say $9? 100 shares times $155, okay? So that's a lot of money to buy shares outright. So the alternative would be to buy a call. So if I buy this one call, what does it give me? It gives me the right. I lock my price in there to buy the shares at 160 for 76 days. So the buyer of this call pays $900. It's $9, but remember, it's 100 shares, each one of these, so it's $900. And in return, they're long at 160. So it's like as if they pulled out thousands, bought 100 shares at 160. And this right to buy the shares at 160 lasts 76 days. So I don't have shares. That's how I lock my price in. Okay, so the seller of that must deliver those shares. I don't know how they get them. All I know is I can call my broker and say, give me shares any point in time. They give me shares. So this is a call option. Can I buy this one? I can. It's cheaper. Why is it cheaper, Nick? Because it has lower odds of success. What about this one? Look how cheap that one is. $69. Whew, yeah, bargain. Okay, so why wouldn't I do that? The odds have dropped so low. How low is it? Let me show you. See this column right here? It's called the delta. If I bought this one here, the delta is 0.5. That's a 50% chance. 0.5, 50. I've never seen any options program that uses the delta with the words I'm using. It's a 50-50. So when you buy shares, you have a 50-50 shot. Price can go up, price can go down. So the buyer of the call and the seller of the call have equal right to be right, correct. The buyer of the 195 call is smoking crack because they have 0.07%. So basically, they're saying maybe a 7% chance, 8% chance, 5% chance. So this is saying there is very little chance Apple will be 195 in 76 days. That's what that thing says. There's very little chance. Look how low the delta is. That Apple will be 195. Very little chance. Okay. Here, it's 50-50. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's why it's priced $900. This one's priced $69. Why? Because there's very little chance. But boy, if you buy that and Apple explodes because of a buyout or something, I can't imagine who can buy them. Bam, you make a crap ton of money. But that is a lottery ticket, literally with very, very tiny odds of success. So this is the decision-making process. Which one do I buy? So this is where experience comes in. This is where the thesis comes in. What do you think? What do you think is happening? This is where, can you sell calls against it? If so, then you want to buy an expensive one so you can sell against it every week to make money while you're waiting. Different things. So this is a bullish bet. What if I sell a call? That's a bearish bet. I say right here, I am forbidding everybody in here to ever sell a naked call. Never, ever sell a naked call, because the number one rule of taking a risk is knowing the worst case scenario. When you sell a call naked, meaning I don't own shares, I sell a call, I have to deliver shares at 180. If you did that with GME or AMC or Tilray in 2018, you went bankrupt. You didn't lose money. You went bankrupt because they spiked so much that you lost so much money that they liquidated your assets, all of them, to cover the losses from that one trade. That's how Melvin Capital, I think they're called Melvin, hedge funds folded with hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay? It is reckless. You say you put a stop loss, it doesn't always stop. Look at Roku overnight on Thursday. Price was 90 something, went to 70 something, went to 105, went to 80, went to 102. So you're not in control. Don't do it. In the age of Reddit, don't do it. It's not enough reward for you to take that risk. 99% it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, you're ruined. Nope, not for me. So anyway, if I sell this, if I own shares, 100 shares, and I sell this, smart. What does it mean? It means the worst case scenario for me is to sell my stock at 180 and it's now 160, 157. So the worst case scenario is I profit all the way to 180. And then I say, okay, here's my shares. I promise I give you shares at 180. Take them. And I keep the $200 from here. So I stop profiting at 182. No issues. So this is called a covered call. Covered call. I'm selling a call, but I'm not bearish because I own shares and I want to continue to own the shares. So in spirit, I'm not bearish. But if I didn't have shares and I sold the call naked, which I shouldn't do, I'd be shorting the stock. Okay. So that is in gist the call action. So what do I do to increase my chances? So let's quickly look at the puts. I have 5 minutes. The puts is the opposite of a call. The call gives you the right to buy shares at a certain price, buy shares. The puts gives you the right to sell shares at a certain price. Who would do that? If I owned 100 shares of Apple and I'm worried and I'm going on vacation, I can't tend to them for 6 months or 3 months, I would buy a put. I would buy the $140 put, and and this guarantees me a sale at 140. So if I come back from vacation and Apple is at $80, I call my broker, hey, can you sell my shares at 140, please? I own a put. So if that's happened within 76 days, you own the right to sell it at 140. So who's on the hook? The person that sold you the put. I don't mind selling naked puts because if I want to own shares at 140, I'm also bullish the stock. I'm not bearish because I really want the shares. I just want them at 140, not 160. So I'm saying, please come down to 140 and give me the shares. Please come down to 140 and give me the shares. My break-even point would be $4 lower. So 136, I would still be breaking even. So the person that buys the put is bullish because they own shares. If they were really bearish, they would sell the shares. They like them, they buy insurance on them. You like your car, you insure the car. The person selling the put is also bullish because they want your shares. They just want them cheaper than current price. Okay, so the put is only bearish is if somebody buys a put and doesn't own shares. And you can do that. So if I think Apple is too high and I think the market is going to crash and I want to short Apple responsibly, I would spend $400 buying a put. Which one? I'm not recommending buying a put, but this would be a way to short Apple. So how would I make money? I buy this for $400. Price falls hard. Look how much more expensive it becomes. So the faster and the deeper the price falls, the more explosion in price of that put. So how do I make money? I buy it for $420. It's on my books. You own that put. Price falls, put explodes, and you go, woo, let's sell the put. Now it's $800. You sell the put, you double your money. Okay. So what do I like to do? I like to sell put spreads. Something like this. So if I sell this one here, if Apple stays above 135, I win. How much do I win? A pretty decent reward is probably about 15, actually it's 18%. And my odds of success are about in the mid 80s, theoretically speaking. Okay, so that is called a credit put spread. Now, how can I double that opportunity? I could also do the same thing on the other end of the style of trades. Okay, so a call spread up here, and this is not a trade recommendation. This is a visual representation of my bet. So now I'm collecting, I'm going to estimate 30%, 35% reward on my risk, 35% reward on my risk. What do I need? Nothing. I need Apple to stay up below 185 and above 135. That's it. Apple falls to 135, I still make 35%. Apple rallies to 185, I still make 35%. I don't need it to do anything. In fact, I need it to not do much. And then I win. All right. Speaking of this is the kind of setups we share. This is not a trade alert. Okay. There's so many things to consider in the time frame, and I would not commit that long right now, 76 days. I can set up a similar trade for next month or next 2 weeks or next week. And that is smaller money, same reward, faster payout, all of that. There's too much to consider right now. Okay, so I'm going to be checking out in 2 minutes. What do you want me to do, Rodrigo, before I leave and leave you guys in the hands of Rodrigo?
Well, before we do step into the Q&A and we show them the live trading room and all that stuff, give us, well, really quickly, right, because there's not a lot of time here, really what you will be looking for, obviously, condensed, but what you will be looking for in the chat room this week with the members. I know it's fluent, I know it's ongoing, but just in general, right, what you guys will be looking at in that chat room. I know you have a meeting Sunday.
I'm looking for a neckline, period, end of story. This is a head and shoulder / inverse cup and handle. It already triggered negative at the NASDAQ. This is the SPY, the small caps. If they lose this, the downside is down here. I don't know if you can do math, but that is another 10 to 15% here. It's about 20 to 23% on the NASDAQ. There's a lot of support in between, and they can still save it. But technically is what I'm looking for. And the words out of Powell's mouth are going to make it or break it. I feel that people are expecting worse than what he's going to say. So maybe we pop in relief after he speaks. So if it dips into Powell, I'm going to buy calls for a trade, not an investment, to boom, like last time. We rallied 11% last time after his words. And he was not nice last time. He was not nice at all. I think it repeats. If not, short the market because we're going much lower.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there in the chat room, even though, I'm pretty busy here, guys, but I do pop into that chat room really to just
I saw you Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't usually, speak out or nothing, but hey, the Friday was a crazy day, and I'm sure because that's how it is. Like when things are very volatile, very intense, you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I sell? Do I buy? Do I do this? And you end up just making so many more mistakes. It's like, why did I do that? And that's the thing about doing things alone when you do not do them in a group.
Yep. I reminded everybody of the ABCs, A, B, C. In case you missed it, look how fast I can type. Watch this. I type 4 letters. Look what happens. ABCs. Okay. So that's an important point. Be realistic with the expectations. All right. I'm going to leave them. Folks, stick around because Rodrigo knows the whole thing inside and out. He's participating and he's helping me organize this. Thanks, Rodrigo. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you later.
All right. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, man. And I'll see you. Well, I'll see you in the Sunday session with the chat numbers.
Yep.
Later. All right, man. There you go, guys. Nic Chahine, the man of the hour. Give him we got to be proper here, even though he's gone. Let's go. Nic Chahine. There you go, fellas. I'm showing you right now. I'm showing you the live trading room. Okay, this is Nic Chahine's live trading room. It's the Benzinga Options Inner Circle chat room where they're trading Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. Well, 8:30 a.m. to about 6 p.m. Eastern. And we also meet on Sundays. And on Sundays, we have a session. Some of you guys are asking me, what's the Sunday session? So that is every Sunday from 10 a.m. Eastern till noon. We meet for about 2-3 hours. We go over hundreds of stocks. The chat members pick the stocks and we digest them all one by one. And a lot of people, what they do is that they just, even though they're busy, right, full time, and they have access to Nic and they do, they do take advantage of that access. They like to pop into those Sunday meetings every day. Every Sunday, and they put their tickers, their portfolio. Nic does kind of like a quick rundown of that, and you can follow up in the chat. So you have that available every Sunday. So Doug, the Sunday meeting, if you're an Inner Circle member, you will find that in this. Okay, so you see where I'm at in Nic's important messages. You have that one and the one on top. So the one that says Nic's important messages, that's where only Nic can post. And he will post a link there where it will say, click here, put in your stocks, you put it in a form, and then he reviews all that stuff on Sunday. The FLED, is there Benzinga, other things included, scanners? Yes, there are. So we do have a scanner that's proprietary just to you guys. It's nowhere else in Benzinga. So, but this is the chat room, but you do get a scanner, the FLED. It's literally right below the chat room. The thing is that I do have it open in a separate way right now so that I have just the chat room open. But if you do have it in the other setting way, you'll have the chat room and a scanner and a chart right below it. That's a proprietary scanner just for the Inner Circle members there. So keep that in mind. And you guys are sending me a couple questions in the Q&A. Let's go over them really quickly because I do want to show you some of those videos that Nic has posted there. So let me just go over these questions really quick. So does Nic Chahine go over trade ideas from the members? Yes, he does every single day. This is a normal occurrence. I understand it might be weird for other people to do it. A lot of people might be stingy with their time. I get it. But here we are, we overload you with care. Suzanne, what does the page look like? So what you're looking at now is the actual chat room. I just have it open in a separate window so that it's by itself. But good question there, Suzanne. I'm putting the link so some of you guys are asking where to join. It's the link in the chat room. So the link in the chat. The next question, are the Sunday sessions recorded? Yes, all the sessions on Sunday will be recorded and you'll be able to attend them live if you want. You pick the tickers. The next question we have from Phil, are the sessions Monday to Friday live or pre-recorded? They are all live. Everything we do here is live for you. Does everybody that joined get a free laptop? Good question, Joanne. Yes, everybody that does join will get a free laptop till midnight or 10 p.m. around there. Usually by that time we're out, so I wouldn't wait till then. But just check in the checkout. Let's see. Is this for new traders or just for advanced traders? So we actually have two. Well, we have both. We have people that are advanced. We have people that are new. So they all help each other. Everybody is working like a community. So we don't look at it that way. Everybody's just helping each other out. Doesn't matter if you just started today or if you haven't even started. We have people that join just because of the education, people that join just for the trades, people that join for the community. There's so many good things here that like it's hard for me to put it in words, but that's why we do have that 7-day money back guarantee. So you can try it out and feel it out. See if it fits you, right? All right, good questions. Let's go see what's the next one. What's the chat room schedule? The chat room schedule is Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. and Sundays, 10 till noon, everything Eastern time. So let's see, next question. Is there a money back guarantee? Yeah, there's a 7-day money back guarantee. What's the price at renewal? Price at renewal is going to be the same as today. Good question there, Mark. Thanks for that one. And if anybody does have any other questions, pop them in the chat because I'm going to be playing some videos here. Again, don't wait to talk to me. This thing will expire in like 4 hours. So we can talk either Monday or Sunday, whenever we open the office. But that's why you do have that 7-day money back guarantee so that you can actually see if it fits for you or not. Let's see. Yeah, what's up, Chase? Chase is in the house on the YouTube. What's up, dude? Cisco, if we are members, can we log into this chat room you're showing? Yes, this is the member chat room, actually. I like the layout better too. That's why I have it this way. And I found out a lot of people that use it consistently every day, they have it in this way, right? So you have your sound alerts there. I forgot to mention, you do have sound alerts. It's like a little pop. Typically, I only have it open. Well, I only have the alert for Nic's messages. So whenever he's posting, I do get a little a pop-up noise, right? So I always hear that. But if I'm in an active trade, I already kind of, I'll typically have it in a corner somewhere where I'm not relying on a pop or a sound noise. I like to, be a little bit more responsible, right? So Suzanne, yeah, I can show you that here in a bit. How many trades does Nic recommend a week? Well, I mean, it's a daily thing. Saritha. So it's pretty much on a daily basis. It's always Cisco, how do you get in there? Just click open in a new chat. I'm gonna try to open this thing to show you, Susan, before we get in there. All right, Susan. So this is how the chat room will look at first, unless you click this thing that I clicked, open a new window. So in the bottom here, right, you see that you have a chart there. This is free. It comes included if you join here. Now, I was talking about a proprietary scanner that you will not find anywhere else in Benzinga. I literally talked to the coder developer myself. I told him, give me something that you've never done before and make it for people that want to trade. We can get, so basically this is a proprietary scanner. You will every single day, it says it's a 15-minute delay, but every single day you're always going to get, and I'm not telling you to go buy all of these or nothing like that. I'm just saying you will find possible trades, setups here if you dig into that. And I've done it before, but of course, you kind of have to do your work there. However, you have 300 people in the chat, so they're always looking at stuff. I'm just saying, if you do want to look at something more, maybe, not just the back and forth that everybody's talking about, the trades, the education, the helping, you can also use the scanner if you want, and then bring this back bring this back right into the chat room with the folks. Like, hey guys, I'm looking at the stock. It's up, 200% or 100%. You never know. Maybe they're already trading it. No, Suzanne, this is just for the stock. Okay, all right. So that was really quick. Just wanted to show you that, guys. And now we might step into a couple videos. Before I do show you a video for a couple minutes here, I do need to get clearance from everybody here that's in the chat that you are all good to go. No more questions about the chat room. If you have a question about the chat room, post it now. Because this will expire in 4 hours. It's Saturday. Keep in mind, guys, I'm pulling out a big one for you guys here. So if you have questions, post them in the chat room so that we can go over them. And then after questions on joining the chat room, and if after that, we'll go over some of the videos here. Okay, so let me know if anybody has a question. Again, post your question if you have one about the chat room before I do move on here to the next side of things. Let's see if anybody on YouTube has posted a question. All right. Cisco, yeah, so I mean, you have to go from the Premium Ideas portal, you go to the chat room, and then you select open new chat window. Customer service tomorrow when the office is open. DAFLED, you'd have to call me for that to see if we would be able to do it. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, I don't think you guys know, but anybody that does join is getting a $400 free gift trade alert from Rodrigo. Okay, Nick doesn't know about. No one knows. I mean, this is just me trying to hook you guys up. But you have to email me. You have to email me and let me know, like, hey, Rodrigo, I joined. Like, where's my gift? You promised me a gift. Give me my gift. So once you do that, once you let me know, you email me, I will go ahead and give you this gift. It's a $400 value. I mean, you might as well get it. It's free. It's going to be free this year. It's going to be free next year. As long as you renew the chat room, you're going to have that Rodrigo special gift. And you still get, right? You get it. You get the laptop. Remember, you're getting the laptop and the Monday to Friday, all that stuff. So, John, your question wasn't answered. What is your question? And because I'm not sure what your question is, but if you have one, post it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get here with the videos. I guess we're all set with the chat room. And if you do want to ask a question about the chat room, ask it. Okay. While I'm here. So let me just make sure we have everything good to go before we get this started. All right, so let's see what we can find here from Nick. Let's just dig around here. So, okay, so remember, there's two channels, right? The inner circle chat and Nick's important messages. So in the inner circle chat, everybody's talking. Nick, the members, everybody. In Nick's important messages, only Nick is talking. So basically, you don't have to scroll around or nothing like that. It's pretty easy to access. All right, and if anybody does have any technical issues or anything like that, we do have a tech support team. We open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So just to keep that in mind, right? We're not open Saturday or Sundays, but we can always look into something. Let's see. All right, so there's a couple people in the Q&A. Try to use the chat. Try to make sure you're using the chat, not the Q&A. Michael Sullivan's asking what's the price today, because we don't check the Q&A. Michael, it's 70% off. I sent you the link there. Would you label Nic Chahine day trading? I'm not understanding there. But if you do want to short the Qs or something like that, handle short-term. I mean, Michael, taxes, go to your accountant, man. When it comes to that. What's your opinion on writing calls and puts and collecting premiums up front? I think that questions for Nick, but I believe he does like that. Yeah, all these other questions about strategies and options. These are great questions y'all can send to Nick. I think that's really the best person to answer that. And what's up, Gene? Gene. I think I'm getting that wrong, but okay, all right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the session here. A lot of chit chat. Time to see what Nick's all about. Godfriend Asim saying, yo, made the purchase, able to log in to Benzinga. Godfred, you're probably logging into the wrong website. Make sure, again, you email just make sure you email. Again, the office is closed till Sunday. So just make sure you're emailing so that I can see what I can do on my end. Let's get back to the videos here, guys, and see what we find from Nick. Once we're done with here, we're going to close the stream. If you didn't sign up while we had this on, you'll have about like maybe 3-4 hours before it does expire. Let's just watch a video here from Nick before we do wrap things up here. Yeah, lesson on spreads. I think this is the one about Roku.
Traders, this came by request from the chat room. We were chatting it up and I was explaining something, and a lot of people got it, but some people were they couldn't see my screen. So here I am explaining it. So Roku reports earnings. So my statement is that earnings reactions are a coin flip. We don't know which way it's going to go. So I looked at the open interest and the options flow without today's action. So it's still early in the day. So this will change by the end of the day. But if you twist my arm, I would guess up. And the operative term is guess. I don't have a lot of confidence, but I would guess up. In fact, I said get long here for the intraday setup, and it's getting long. It's working so far. So what I would do, the point of this video is for me to explain a couple of concepts. Earnings, which ones not to buy and which one what to buy and what not to buy, because the report is today, Thursday. Tomorrow is the last day for the contract for this week, and it's priced 3 times as expensive as normally. So if somebody is looking to buy something, they're making a mistake. So that's the lesson number 1. I'm going to tell you what not to buy because it's scary, and then I'm going to tell you what is better to do, and I would still tell you it's a guess, the direction, but the proper so if I'm betting up, there are some things I shouldn't do. If I'm betting down, it's the same things I shouldn't do. If I'm betting, so the rule will apply to bulls and bears. So I'm not saying up is the direction. I don't know which way the direction is going to go. I am guessing up is easier than down, but it is what it is. But the rules apply to both. Okay, so first rule is I would not buy this week's contracts. Okay, this week being 429, because they're super expensive and they die in a day. And at the open, they will become cheap. So if I buy a call or a put, regardless of which way the stock goes, the premiums will die quickly. Now, let me show you why. I'm going to show you a visual. Not this one. This one. So this number right here, implied volatility. I'll make it bigger. This column is called implied volatility. So this is the VIX, basically, how expensive this stuff is. Everything I buy for 1 day on the clock, this 429 expiration, is 3 times higher than one, say, 3 weeks out. This is May 20th. This is 429 expiration. This is May 20th. 22 days on the clock. They're higher dollars, but they're normal. Hey.
All right, guys. So that was just a little sneak peek of really what Nick is doing there the entire day. And that is with the entire members of the Inner Circle chat room. So if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to leave the stream running here for a bit. But if anybody does have questions, there's an email, there's a phone number. You could reach out if you want to talk or ask me a question about, if this can help you or not. Feel free to do so. And yeah, we're going to have this available till midnight, guys. So thanks for being here. Definitely appreciate all the energy you guys bring. Couple shout outs there for all the folks that came here early, right? Make sure that you're always putting the right time into really, making sure your education's out there. So Let me see if I can get this one thing posted here. The Fled, I'll reach out to you. Yeah, no worries. All right, guys. So just wanted to leave that there. And don't forget, for those that join, don't forget about the session we have tomorrow with Nic Chahine. It's Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern till noon. Put in the tickers that you want. You know, if you do the whole thing and you don't even try the Sunday session, you know, it's like you're not putting gravy, you know, on the main plate. So the Fled, I'll reach out to you. Shout out everybody. Thanks for being here. Want to appreciate all you guys for bringing the energy. Don't forget, if you join, go to the meeting we have tomorrow. And if you join, email rodrigo@benzinga.com because you have a prize waiting for you on top of the laptop that you're getting. Mohammed, you cannot attend the session without joining. Unfortunately, you'd have to be part of the inner circle. So I'll leave the link there if you do want to join, my friend. Reganada, I'll call you. I'll call you, my friend. No worries. But yeah, just make sure you at least call or email if you do have any, you know, doubts or questions, you know, so that you can pop in here. Again, there's a lot of stuff here. I just don't have the time to really go through every video with all you guys, but there's a lot of things here that I think you should go over. That was a Roku trade. We didn't even watch 1/10 of it. Costco as well, Netflix, you know, BX, UL, DWAC. And then you have all the educational videos that Nic is doing. So if you're new, I want you to go here as well. Please go to this thing called Getting Started, right? Homepage, premium, Getting Started. And you see all these videos, right? What is a call? What is a put? Definitions, uses, what is a spread? Credit put spreads, when to book a stop loss, when to book a profit, and how. Swings versus breakouts, what type of trade is best. Like this is all golden information. I really want you guys to really take a hard look at this. And if you're new, like you need to breathe, you know, eat and everything this page, because this is going to get you up to speed to where you need to be part of the conversation. If you really want to learn, you have to at one point engage in the conversation, right? Put your shyness away, but you do have to engage in a conversation. We are in a community, and if you do it, I'm telling you, your results are going to be better in anything, and especially in trading. Instead of doing it by yourself alone, trying to figure this stuff out and blowing up your account and not knowing why, join a community where everybody's helping each other out, and you'll see how many things you have in common with other traders and how common those mistakes were and how easily you could have avoided them, right? But if you have a 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 account, you have a lot more to lose. So you should be a little bit more responsible, really, when it comes to trading. Because I've heard some horror stories, and really that's what, you know, we're trying to avoid that kind of stuff. I talk to people on the phone that blow up their account. It's not a good conversation, obviously. And you know, that's really how it ends up happening. People try to do it by themselves. After a while, you know, maybe they get lucky or not, they realize they should learn a little more. They try again, they lose more money, and then eventually they're like, hey, you know, I need some help. So save yourself all that money and save yourself that frustration, really, and just start the way you should. And really, this is more than just trading. It's a lot of education. There's a lot of a great community, brotherhood, sisterhood. Everybody's helping each other out. Once you see it, you will know what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you, this thing didn't exist a year ago. And now that it's there, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. So thank you guys for being here. I'm Rodrigo. I'll see you next time. And also in the chat room, Sunday session tomorrow. Don't miss it. Mohammed, everybody that wants to reach out, you have the contact. Have a great day, folks. It's Saturday. Be safe, you know, stay safe out there. If you got to do some research, do it, right? Have a great weekend, enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time.